the Chiefs' 2022 draft capital now includes 4 picks in the first and second rounds, including 3 picks within the top 50. So again, Tyreek Hill traded from the Chiefs to the Dolphins. I think it's safe to say this is something none of us saw coming. But Dianna, let me just ask you this. The moment you heard about this trade, the moment you heard about it, what was your reaction?
Wow, this went quick, right? Because Schefter reported about 3 hours before the trade went down that Tyreek Hill was allowed to seek a trade, and then boom, he was on a team. Usually it takes a little bit of time. Not this one. Tyreek now obviously with the Miami Dolphins. And my second thought on it was, I think Tyreek Hill is going to miss Patrick Mahomes way more than Patrick Mahomes is going to miss Tyreek Hill.
Wow. Okay. Teddy Bruschi, right away when you heard this, what was your initial reaction?
Well, my initial reaction, Ryan, was the Kansas City Chiefs just got weaker offensively. I mean, it's every defense goes into the defensive game plan meeting that week. First and foremost, how do you stop Tyreek Hill? How do you stop him from ruining the game, getting over the top of your defense? I just think he was such a big part, a combination of his speed and his explosiveness with Mahomes' arm and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy's play calling. It was such a great partnership that it was so special. That element is now removed, and they have a lot to make up for his production, his explosiveness, and the overall threat that he has to every defense they go up against.
Okay, and Mike Tannenbaum, initial reaction as soon as you heard the news.
Wow, how fast and explosive the Miami Dolphins are going to be when paired with Jalen Waddle, last year's #1 pick, the improved offensive line, Terron Armstead, Connor Williams, and the enormous pressure on Tua Tagovailoa because there are no more excuses. They have a bright new offensive-minded head coach in Mike McDaniel. And is it reasonable to think, guys, by Halloween, are we talking about Teddy Bridgewater taking over for Tua if there's any bumps in the road because they have that much speed now on offense?
So let's talk about the Chiefs and all of this because it's obviously huge for the Dolphins. Yeah. But on the Chiefs' idea of this, you've got a huge void now. Tyreek Hill missing. Patrick Mahomes, the pressure is on him. Here are the skill players for the Chiefs right now. Nothing to sneeze at. But there's a notable departure with Tyreek Hill. So what does that mean for this Chiefs team?
Well, first of all, they're going to look slower. That's just the obvious answer there. They have to. Tyreek Hill is the fastest wide receiver in the game. But in terms of replacing him, I think Andy Reid has proven to the league that he can plug and play. He can figure out how to make personnel work. And when you have a quarterback, a 26-year-old quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, this tells you that the Chiefs, based on the contract they gave him, but also by making this move, they have belief that Patrick Mahomes can make any weapon around him rise to the level that they're going to need. So what do they do here? Is Tyreek Hill replaceable in his upcoming draft? Probably not. You're not going to find that kind of speed, but you are going to be able to find an explosive receiver. And this is a very rich wide receiver draft. So I expect the Chiefs to go in the draft to find him or pick up another wide receiver who's on the street right now, a Jarvis Landry type, maybe even an Odell Beckham.
Okay, but Teddy, go ahead.
That's a lot of pressure. I mean, I just think that, Tyreek Hill, you saw the plays that you guys just played. He makes guys look ridiculous, okay? That's just how good he was. And to say that, okay, let's just go with the draft and Andy Reid, and of course, I trust Andy Reid as a head coach. He'll get the job done. They'll still be competitive. This just won't be the same. To say that you're going to bring a rookie wide receiver in, and then, by the way, now you got to do things that Tyreek Hill did. I mean, it's just so hard to replicate. I mean, like I'm saying, this guy, the guys have to play him a certain way. I mean, you have to play off. It's almost like you're playing basketball defense with Tyreek Hill. You're off. You're giving him 8 yards cushion. You're just wondering where he's going to go, and all of a sudden you don't even hit him because he just goes out of bounds after a 12-yard gain. That's just how complicated and ridiculous he was to defend and game plan against.
But
go ahead.
I was going to say, but Teddy, don't you think they're going to adjust the offense on how they do this? Because they know they're not going to have that speed and sort of that, backyard type play or playground type football. We know they're going to have to change that and adjust it. But don't you have confidence that Andy can make that work with Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, you adjust it, yes. Play calling, yes. But there's also a huge there's also a huge element of, I mean, I'd say street ball when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, where I'm going to step up in the pocket, I'm just going to go out to my left, I'm going to throw the ball left-handed, I'm going to do all of this other stuff. And by the way, I've got Tyreek Hill out there knowing exactly what I'm going to do, and even if his back's to me, he knows where he has to go. He knows where the goalpost is, where the back pylon is, where Patrick Mahomes wants me to be, and all you got to do, Patrick, is just throw it up and I'll go get it. That element, those are the highlight plays, right, that we show all the time. That type of stuff, that off-script type of stuff, that's what's not there anymore. And to me, that was a big part of who the success of this Chief offense was, where even Travis Kelce said it himself this year at times, where I just go out there and freelance. And Tyreek Hill would go out there and freelance, and that was a big part of it. So that part of it is now eliminated, and that's what makes them so different to me now.
Okay, so Mike Tannenbaum, Teddy mentions it, and he hits it right on the head. This idea that they played street ball, that they were able to freelance, and that came with years of developing chemistry with Kelce and with Tyreek Hill, who was one of the best at that. So as our GM, how do you then deal with Patrick Mahomes? What does this mean in terms of what kind of pressure is on Patrick Mahomes?
Well, there's enormous pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and that's what goes with making $45 million a year. But context is everything. It's only March 24th, so they can replace Tyreek Hill. It's not with one player. If I was them today, I would go fly and meet with Odell Beckham Jr. I'd sign him to a one-year deal. I would say, come invest with us. Let's take care of your rehab right now. You may be on PUP. You may not even play 17 games. But we'll put you in the best position possible to maximize your value in March of 2023. And then with 3 picks in the top 50, I'm going to go get an explosive wide receiver right now in the draft. Hopefully that's Jameson Williams from Alabama, who, if he's healthy coming off of an ACL, may be 95% of Tyreek Hill.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.